영화 한 편 만들어 놓고 홍보하는 과정이라는 것이 정말 너무 힘들고 영화 감독으로서의 모든 과정을 사랑하지만 이것만큼은 좀 피하고 싶은 단계인데 어떠세요?
I feel very much the same way. It's not my favorite part of filmmaking, definitely, but it's very nice to be here talking to you.
真的是辛苦两位爱人导演了，不过竟然能看到朴赞郁及诺兰同框画面，影迷们真的是最大受益者。而两位大导演的对谈更是精彩。
처음 오프닝 때부터 완전히 빠져들 수밖에 없었는데 바다에 목마가 있고 트로이의 기사들이 이렇게 막 달려오고 그 오프닝은 정말 너무 아름답고 사람을 홀리는 이미지들이어가지고 나는 그 장면이 훨씬 더 길기를 바라게 되더라고요. 한 10분 정도 있으면 어떨까 하는 생각이 들 만큼 완전히 빠져들게 만들었습니다.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's it's tremendous to hear. It was an image that I've had in my head for a long time, for about 20 years. The way it's been traditionally represented with wheels and easily to, be brought into the city. But for an audience who knows the trick, how do you sell it? And to me, it was this idea of it being half buried in the sand, this kind of fallen monument, very much like the Statue of Liberty at the end of the first Planet of the Apes film. But I think the reason that the poem has fascinated different cultures, different generations for so many, for 3,000 years, is because it has elemental truth to it. It has primal, human, relatable things in it that each generation finds a new interpretation.
호메로스 본인도 자기 시대, 당대인의 관점에서 오래된 이야기를 쓴 것이고 시대를 바꿔가면서 계속해서 그 시대의 눈으로 각색되고 변주되는 것이 그 오래된 이야기의 숙명이고 그 가치가 거기에 있는 것입니다. 호메로스의 이야기를 그대로 영화로 옮기는 것이 21세기에 무슨 가치가 있겠습니까? 이 영화의 각색을 둘러싼 원래 이야기를 훼손했다라든가 그런 식의 비판은 정말 아무 가치도 없다고 생각합니다.
I agree. I think it's our responsibility as filmmakers to interpret. That's what we're paid for, frankly. It's like that's the job. The job is to take the story and make it our own and fine. It's a privilege to be able to do that, but it's also very much a responsibility of
같은 감독으로서 목마 안에 갇힌 상태에서 칼들이 막 들어올 때 한 사람이 찔리고 칼이 뽑히는 순간 재빨리 칼날에 묻은 피를 닦아내는 그 연출이 정말 디테일이 너무 좋았어요. 짜릿했어요. 이 웅장한 이야기를 해석해서 만들면서도 작은 디테일에서의 그 재치 그런 것들을 잃지 않는 감독의 센스가 너무 놀라웠습니다.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I for me, the fun of that is to get together with a group of actors, get into the horse with a camera, and really feel what that would have been like, and imagine, how they would have helped each other, how they would have suffered. Is the smaller things that people remember, the very human, the very relatable things, the things that connect them with the story, or that they can imagine experiencing themselves, that sticks with them, sometimes more than the grander images that were put together.
아테나조차도 원작에서처럼 모든 것을 조종하는 그런 초인간적인 능력의 소유자로 묘사되기보다는 조언을 해주고 걱정해주는 그런 캐릭터처럼 묘사되고 있는데 신들을 등장시키지 않겠다. 그런 판단은 처음부터 하셨던 건가요? 아니면 과정 중에 나왔나요?
It came about as I was planning how to write the script. It was a complicated process for me because I knew that the film needed to embrace the fantastical elements. I wanted to see the Cyclops and the Sirens and Scylla and Charybdis. But when it came to the gods, quite put my finger on it, but eventually I realized that I wanted to experience the monsters from the point of view of the characters. And so it became important to me to experience the gods from the point of view of the character. And I started to think about how the gods would appear to people of that time in reality in the Bronze Age. And I realized that in a pre-scientific era, the evidence of gods was everywhere. And so the sun rising in the morning, speaking to the thunder and lightning are gods, speaking to them, the wind, the waves, all this. So I knew that I wanted to use my camera to really convey nature and the way in which nature and the natural world is speaking to the characters. The gods would appear to these characters in disguise. They would appear as humble people. And that's a reason for Zeus's law. That's why Zeus's law exists, which says that I have to treat you as I would want to be treated because you might be a god in disguise. that became so important to the film. And so the way in which I wanted to portray the gods was very much in keeping with this idea of ground level view of the story, looking at the story from the characters, not from above them.
能看到两位英雄惜英雄的场面，就像电影一样精彩。奥德赛里的更多细节等着全球观众发现。完全娱乐综合报道。
每周1到4晚间10点，三立都会台完全娱乐。